Hi guys, my name is Tasha Penwell and I am the Computer Science Program Manager and Instructor for a lot of the computer science classes that we have here. So we are going to be discussing our data analytics program that we have starting this fall of autumn 2021. I had to make sure I was telling you the right year. And so this is a presentation just talking about what data analytics is. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Bum, bum, bum. Go down here. I tend to be like a hand talker, so that's why I like to have the camera on, because when I'm talking with my hands, you can see the hands. So anyways, so data analytics. There we go. So again, my name is Tasha Penwell, and I am the Computer Science Program Manager. The classes I teach are related to web design, web development, HTML, CSS, incubator, those kind of classes, and then also be teaching some of the data analytics classes. And just as a heads up, I am like a huge data nerd. I just love learning about data and the things that it can do. And so, that helps me tell you the appreciation that I have for data is because I'm such a fan of it, of using it, because it gives you information. Data equals information. That's one thing that I remember from my grad school years is data equals information. Data in its plain format may not give you a whole lot of information. It's just a bunch of random numbers and figures and whatnot. But what's awesome is the information it can derive from it. And that is data analytics. You're analyzing the data. So I have a master's in information systems management. These are some of the other things that I have. We are affiliated with tech partners like Google and Amazon Web Services, AWS. We're a Grow with Google partner. I'm an AWS Educate Cloud Ambassador. I'm on the council. I'm a council member for the Cloud Ambassador program. I have my certification with AWS, and we're also an AWS Academy, and I'm an accredited educator with AWS. In short, if there's anything related to AWS, I'm like all on it. I'm like white on rice. I'm just like, yeah. You will, my students know all about AWS, whether they have an interest in it or not. They know it's kind of like that's where my target goes to a whole lot. But yeah, it's really fun. So I mentioned earlier that I like data and I love analyzing and kind of getting the meaning from data. So last year, maybe the year before that, sometime, Hocking College had, just as an effort to see all the different personalities and how everybody works together, they had a student HBDI personality kind of thing test. And what it does, it measured and described the thinking preferences in people. If for the people that know me, they know that I tend to get overly analytical, and I do say overly because there's analytical and then there's overly analytical, and I tend to do on the overly side sometimes. But that's just how my brain works, and I like it. So, on the flip side of that, when you get overly analytical, there's a little bit of analysis paralysis. Which is just weird. I don't know if you've never heard of the term, but basically your brain is like kind of like there's so many things that you want to do, or so many things that you have to consider, and you have to make a decision, and you get a little bit of paralysis because you're not sure what the right decision is. And so sometimes having that data, that black and white data, can help you take the right step. When you're paralyzed, having that data is like, this data tells me I should be doing this. Okay, I'm going to do that. So that's kind of like lists and spreadsheets and stuff. But going back to the HBDI, so you can see, there's the four quadrants, and then there's A, B, C, D, and the solid line indicates, where I'm at, like my normal state. Okay, so the solid line, you can see the highest in the A and the B, not so much in the D and the C, which is true. Okay, so I'm not a math whiz. That's one thing I want to kind of, get that out of the way. I am not a math whiz, okay, at all. I like it, but I think I like problem solving then better than I like actual math. And those are not necessarily the one and the same all the time. There's problem solving in math, but not all problem solving is math. So I do tend to be a problem solver, analyze everything to the nth degree. You should feel sorry for my husband. I tend to overly plan, and I am conservative, control. Yeah, all of that stuff, very right on. And again, that solid line indicates, the normal, non-stressed out kind of thing. I am not that artistic. Going to the D side now. I'm not that artistic. I have a horrible imagination. Some people say I'm a talker. It just depends on the environment that I'm in. I'm an introvert, but I can talk. Let's see, emotional. So you see this. So look at the dashed line now. Okay, that dashed line is whenever your stress is high, and where your mind goes. So what you can see is the fact that mine goes even more so into the problem solving and the controlled and the all that stuff, the A and the B. And the D is less, and the C is like, the emotional is like non-existent. And I have this actually on my wall. And the reason I have this on my wall is because the timing of this. We had this done while we got the results done, and we got the results back. It was a couple weeks after my son had a really bad car accident. Okay. So my son, he's 21 now, but he got in a really bad car accident, and this is a couple of years ago. And he likes to joke, and he said, "Mom," and I was still here in my office. He's like, "Mom, I was in an accident." And if you're watching this, and if don't do that joke on your parents, okay? And yeah. But I just didn't take him seriously. He's like, "Mom, I was in an accident." I'm like, "Uh-huh." It's like, "What time are you going to be home?" Because I just didn't believe him, the boy that cried wolf. And it took him a couple of times, and him like FaceTiming me, showing like the blood, like in the fire people. Yeah, his car. Yeah, he got in a really bad accident. But he was coherent. He's able to talk and stuff. And I figured out where he was at. And I remember leaving my office. I was working late, and I remember leaving my office, and I got my stuff. I was like really calm. I didn't get super emotional about it, and that helps because of the fact that I was able to talk with him. But I didn't get super emotional about it, and I left, and then I realized I forgot my card charger for my phone, so I had to come back into my office and get it. And, because my phone was about dead and I could only find him, I didn't know where he was at. I had to, use the tracking thing on my phone, the GPS on my phone. And my phone was dead, then obviously I won't be able to find it. So I just remember being very calm about it. Now, when I got there and I saw the accident scene, I got a little bit more emotional. It helped that the firefighters and everybody else was telling me he was okay, that they were still trying to get him out of the car. Okay. So I'll tell you that story was because, that's like a horrible situation to be in. Okay. And it was a few weeks before then, I think a friend of mine it was a few weeks before then, a friend of mine, her son actually did, he did get killed in a car accident. So if you're a parent, this is like a horrible, horrible thing that you hear, right? And I remember thinking, it's like I had like no emotion during that whole situation, right? Getting my stuff, make sure I got from here to there so I could be able to get to him. And my stress, as I'm sure you can imagine, was really, really high. And having this, and I kind of thought at first before I got the results, it's like, am I a horrible mother because I was not crying in a hysterical wreck and whatever. And and I was like, thinking I need my charger because I can't get my charger. If my phone dies, then I can't get to him. I was thinking that logical step by step by step, and as opposed to being a wreck. So what I found was really interesting when I got this is the fact I am not a horrible mother. I am just someone who, whenever stress is high, I think logical. I think I need this because I need to get here, and if for me to get there, I need to have my car charger. And I was not an emotional wreck and storming out of here, trying to, and forgetting my car charger and my phone dying and all those things, because that would not help me. If it's not going to help you, then it's not going to help you. And then I had like no emotional, I had very little emotion. It was like concave. Okay. So Well, this is an example of how data can give you information. So the data that I was able, the data, the questionnaire and stuff that we had to do to get this, it provided me the information that I am not a horrible mother, that I just, or it confirmed, I think I already know that, but it just confirms like I am not a horrible mother. But whenever somebody asked me why I was not freaking out and worried about getting my car charger, I can explain. It's like, because I need to be able to get from point A to point B to point B to point C and all that stuff. But so anyways, I thought that was a really interesting story and just kind of helps you give an idea of what data can do. This is one example of data. And what the data does is gives you information. So let's go ahead and go on to a little video clip. This is Moneyball, which looks like it was 2011. I can't remember if it was 2011 or 2001. But yeah, so it's a clip from Moneyball, and if you've never seen the movie, it's basically about based on a true story about how a losing baseball team utilized statistics and data to create a winning baseball team. So there's about a 3-minute clip. We're going to go ahead and watch this.
Can't deny his offensive output. He can play, and we need people that can play. Who do you want to talk about first?
None of them.
Billy, we got 38 home runs and 120 RBIs.
Guys, we're still trying to replace Giambi. I told you we can't do it. And we can't do it. Now, what we might be able to do is recreate him. Recreate him in the aggregate.
The what?
Giambi's on-base percentage was .477. Damon's on base, 324. And Almeida's was 291. Add that up and you get...
You want me to speak?
We're not pointing you yet.
1092.
Divided by 3.
364.
That's what we're looking for. Three ball players whose average OBP is
364.
That doesn't look right. Doesn't come out right.
That's right, Artie.
Billy?
You gotta carry the one.
Billy.
That's your stuff. Yeah,
Who's that?
that's Pete.
Does Pete really need to be here?
Yes, he does. Okay, here's who we want. Number 1, Jason's little brother, Jeremy.
Billy, that's trouble.
Billy, look, if I may, he certainly has had his problems off the field, and we know what he can't do on the field.
He's getting a little thick around the waist.
You know, and his reports about him on the weed and the strip clubs.
Well, his on-base percentage is all we're looking at now. And Jeremy gets on base an awful lot for a guy who only costs $285,000.
Jeez, Billy.
Number 2, David Justice.
Oh, no. Not a good idea, Billy.
Old man Justice.
Why is that?
Steinbrenner's so pissed at his decline that he's willing to eat a big chunk of his contract just to get rid of him. Anybody?
Exactly.
10 years ago, David Justice, big name. Been a lot of big games. He's going to really help our season tickets early in the year, but we get into dog days in July and August. He's lucky if he's going to hit his weight.
Billy, his legs are gone.
Billy.
He's a defensive liability, and I question whether the bat speed's still there.
His legs are gone.
Great.
We'll be lucky to get 60 games out of him. Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
So what I found interesting about this whole concept of he gets on base is the fact that they were focusing, like they have all the data and they were taking out the emotion of it. Okay. They were taking out about the emotion of all those other outliers because he just gets on base. And that's all they need to focus on. And what's interesting about data is like it helps you narrow down what you need to focus on and help you reach a decision or get the information or whatever it is that you're trying to do with that data to meet your ultimate goal. Oops, that's not what I want to do.
Can't deny his offensive.
All right. So what is data analysis? It is basically a process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information. So in the scenario of Moneyball, that movie clip, they were, the Jonah Hill's character, can't think of his name, but anyways, he had already gone through the process of looking at all the data. He put it all in a format that the scouts and everybody else at the table, and the Brad Pitt's character, was able to use and make the decision. So that's kind of what pretty much all it is. It's just taking, now when I say all it is, there's a lot to it, but that's what it is. Basically just, inspecting it and cleaning it and getting it information out to where you want it to be in the format that you need to make a decision. So this is an article talking about data analytics. So it talks about data is an invaluable resource that organizations are looking to tap into to better understand their customers and drive them to their doors, whether that's virtual or, right now it's COVID, so everything is virtual, but or otherwise. What's daunting is that only approximately 20% of our data is actually in a usable format, and that the remaining 80% is unstructured and teeming with potential information. So this little pie chart there, you can see the most of the data that is collected, and data is collected all the time, whether on social media or on websites or anything, your location, depending on what you have your phone settings are. Data is collected all the time, but only a small portion of it is actually usable, okay, that we're able to actually get information out of it. So we have like a gold mine of data that is available that, is just not, we don't have the manpower, the resources, the tools, whatever, to actually take a deep dive and extract that information that is going to give us valuable information to whoever is our end customer. In the Moneyball, it was the baseball team. So LinkedIn last year, LinkedIn is a popular website. It's kind of like social media for the professionals, I guess you could describe it. And last year they listed the top 10 jobs. That should have S on jobs. But anyways, so you can see that there's sales representative, project manager, IT administrator. Some of them are duplicate, and I'll tell you why some of them are duplicated. But you can see that there's a list of roles that they listed as the top 10 jobs. So the role of a data analyst is so wide that there is a field, there's a need for an analytical person or an analyst, in all of those areas. So sales representatives, they need sales analysts. Project managers, they need a project analyst. IT administrator, they need either system analyst, computer systems analyst. Oh, there is a duplicate there. Okay. But you get the idea. Computer systems analyst. A customer service specialist, they need a customer service analyst. Digital marketer, they're on the analytical side. There's a market research analyst and marketing specialist. Data analyst, and so data analyst on its own merit was listed as one of the top 10 jobs. A graphic designer, it's kind of the graphic designer and the data visualization. They are like they're pretty different, but they touch in some regards. So I would say it's like that. I told you I would talk with my hands a lot. So there is some overlap, but they are kind of separate at the same time. They are mainly separate with some overlap. Let me put it that way. Okay, so education equals opportunities. I will preach this until the cows come home. My son knows this tagline. Wow. He's 21 now. He's won the car wreck and stuff. Education. With education, you are limitless in regards to what you can do. Now, this is traditional or non-traditional. This is stuff you go to class for. This is stuff you learn on YouTube for. This is whatever mode and whatever capacity works well for you. Education will provide you more opportunities. Okay. Another example that I like to give is like education will not depreciate. I bought my first new car. It's been a couple of years ago now. And I remember whenever we was looking for cars, about, the prices for a brand new car. And I'm like, oh, that's more than tuition. But, we got a new car. I got myself a new car, and I love my new car, but I hate the payments, and I hate the fact that you guys, I'm sure you know, or will know if you don't know yet, that as soon as you drive that car off that parking lot, the value goes down. Okay, it's going down, and it's never going to go back up. Okay, so if I looked for the value of my car right now, it's like a fraction of what I paid for it, and probably still owe on it, and it's just going to go down. Yeah, that's just there's no way about it. That's the value of my car now. Now, if that the value of my education, it only goes up. Now, this is because not only because, I have my associates, bachelor's, and master's, but because I continue to invest in myself and in my education, and it just keeps going in an upward trajectory, right? And that's what I try to bring to my students as well, is that mindset of education equals opportunities. That, the more you learn, and I feel like the more what's that TV commercial? The more you know, now you know something. I don't know, it's like an after school thing. But anyways, so and I try to make my students understand that and help them see like their education equals opportunities, that they can grow, and that their education is not limited to what they learn in the classroom. I try to expose them to all kinds of different resources, networking, like talking with other people, and let them know that all the opportunities that are out there, because they don't know what they don't know. I don't know what I don't know until somebody tells me, and I try to relay that information along the way. So this is a link. So this is a link that you can click on, and it's also a QR code. So if you're not familiar with a QR code, basically all you got to do is take your phone and scan it, and it should pop up. I have an iPhone. It just depends on with your phone if it will do it. But if that doesn't work, you can also just click on this, and this will take you to the page for our data analytics program. And it gives you some more information. And this will also take you to, okay, so get back where I was at. Also, if you click on here, I had a phone call, so I had to pause. My apologies if this is kind of broken up. But anyway, so this will take you to the Data Analytics Associate's degree. Let's go ahead and just start at that again. And gives you some information about data analytics. I think this is where it was at. So it talks about our all-inclusive pricing. And let's see. Then the course curriculum. So you'll see that the classes that we cover within our program are Python. There's Python 1, just Python 1. Okay, there's Python Essentials, and then we're going to be covering a lot of stuff with databases, warehouse, and let's see, we got Excel, data analytics, statistics. We got Microsoft Access. We're going to learn about R. We got some more data analytics classes. And we have an art appreciation, big data, cloud computing, and stuff. So I was talking earlier about cost and the return on investment and the depreciation and all that good stuff. This $13,000, okay, if you're in state, is all it costs. My car costs twice that. And the value that's going to come from having a degree in the long run is so much more than the value of what my car is going to be worth in the future, But everything I need my car, right? I need my car to get from point A to point B to give me the lifestyle that I want to live. And and the same token, you need an education to get from point A to point B in your goals and to live the life that you want to live. And then also here, if you click on that, will take you to some short-term certificates at Hocking College that we're offering as well. So if a 2-year degree, if you have reservations or concerns about, 2-year degree, making that commitment with the data analytics, and just may not fit in, after you graduate high school, and may not fit the lifestyle for whatever the reasons are. We also have some short-term certificates in a variety of different things, but I'm going to focus on a few that are mine. So there's AWS Academy. AWS is Amazon Web Services, which is one of the fastest growing, anything tech-wise, cloud computing, the demand jobs that are out there. There's a social media strategist course, which actually starts today. We have a MongoDB developer, but we're actually going to switch this up. This is going to be a data analytics that's going to include MongoDB, and then we're also going to have MongoDB DBA, which we're going to change up also to a database administrator that also includes MongoDB. So a lot of stuff that, is probably more information than you need right now. But in short, what I'm trying to get at is the fact that, if a degree is not something, if the 2-year degree is not something that fits in your plans right now, for whatever reason, there are opportunities for the certificate classes. So this is something just to check out. You may have an interest in, and then there's other ones for web development and Google IT. Let's see. Okay. So that's pretty much the presentation, I believe. Yep, that's it. So if you have any questions at all, reach out to me. Let's see. Reach out to me. I didn't put my contact information in there, so let's go ahead and do that. That's not what I wanted. Okay, that is how you reach me. PenwellT31810 @ hocking.edu. And I'm also going to go ahead and give you my cell phone number so you can text me. Okay, right there. If you have any questions at all, just feel free to ask me. I'm really super excited about this program coming to Hocking. I love data, I love working with data, I love the information you can derive from data. It's fun. So, yes, so reach out if you have any questions. Thank you, guys.